Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome to Awake to Oneness Radio. I am Caroline Cheng, your host. The mission of Awake to Oneness Radio is to inspire the world to awaken to the universal truth of oneness. Science is now teaching us that all life is interconnected, which is telling us that we're all one. And also, spirituality has been teaching us this for eons. So when what you do to another person, you're literally doing it to another aspect of yourself. And when mankind awakens to the truth of oneness, there will be peace on earth. Today's show topic is Your Astrology Signs with Barbara Goldsmith. And we'd like to welcome Barbara to Awake to Oneness Radio. Welcome, Barbara, to the show. Hi, Barbara. How are you?
Hi, Caroline. Thank you very much for inviting me to be on your show today. Thank you.
Well, thank you for being on our show today. You are located in Greece, so that is why, because of the time difference, we're pre-recording the show today. But please tell us, share with our listeners your journey, to discovering astrology. Now, I have to be honest, I know very little about astrology, but I do know that everything is interconnected. So that means the stars and the planets and everything, all of life, all that is interconnected. So I know there's a lot of validity to astrology. I just don't know much about it myself. So please share with our listeners how you got involved with astrology.
Thank you, Caroline. It really started at quite an early age when I had somebody give me a reading. I think I was probably about 16 years old. And I gave this lady my date, time, and place of birth. And she proceeded to tell me just about everything about my life. The relationship between my parents, who was the dominant parent, the kinds of things that I was afraid of, the kinds of talents that I have, the challenges that I'd been experiencing. I mean, it was mind-blowing.
Mm-hmm.
And from that experience, that ignited my passion to find out more. I thought there has to be something more to this than just those 12 horoscopes that you read in the paper or hear about and expect everybody to be lumped together in 1/12 of the population.
So true.
Which is really pop astrology, and sadly it's pulled astrology down over the years. But I studied it avidly, different teachers, different courses, different books, you name it, I went off and learned it. And I practiced really hard, and all my friends, all my family, they kept coming and saying, okay, what else have you got to tell us? And I did lots of readings. Eventually I ended up teaching a lot. I did a lot of teaching. I've written a few books. And the way that I use astrology is really to empower you. Because I think all too often astrology is often seen by many as something that's a little bit, people don't want to have their future predicted, oh, this is going to happen and that's going to happen. And astrology is not predictive in the way of being able to predict specific events, but it can certainly give you a flavor of what you're going through, when it started, when it's likely to end, and also how you can be empowered using the aspects, planetary, that are coming up for you. And I just find it fascinating to see people really fly with it. So, for example, I might say to somebody, in fact, I just had a note from a client this week. He said he was astonished when I told him about 6 months ago that he was a writer, a gifted writer, and that he really just should put pen to paper.
Mm-hmm.
And he was just astonished. He said, well, forget that. And anyway, I got a note from him this week saying, my book is published on Amazon, and it's got lots of likes, and I would like to send you a copy, a signed copy. And he's thrilled to bits, you see. So do you see how I'm just giving you a little tidbit here of how the astrology can be used to empower somebody and to find gifts that maybe they didn't know that they had.
Right. Well, that's very interesting because we just last week we had a conversation with my guest about that, who is an author. The same thing. She was inspired and very late in life to write, and it was just it was an inspiration. And we talked about that we do get, people don't pay attention most of the time. A lot of people don't pay attention to that inspiration because your passion is, as far as writing or dancing or art or anything, whatever your passion is, that's what Spirit is leading and calling you to do, because basically that's why you came here. That's what you came here to do. And so many people are not following their intuition and their passion. So it's great, like what you said, by having a reading, this gentleman with you was, something, it was something inside of him, but you reminded him of what was inside of him that was needed to come out. So like you said, it is an empowering tool. It's not necessarily, quote, unquote, fortune telling, because I truly believe in every now moment we can change. It's all about vibration and where we hold our vibration, what we're going to experience. So, and that can change in every moment. But like you said, you can help empower someone with a reading, so that would inspire them to do what Spirit is calling them to do. So yes, please tell us more.
So I'm so passionate about this because it's so varied. Each reading is different. Every person has a completely different chart. It's like your fingerprint that you have come into this lifetime with. And it's really outlines all the things that you are going to want to focus upon in your life. And, for example, I send quite a lot of clients, even quite late in life, to medical school or to become naturopaths or osteopaths, yes? And very often they say, are you sure? I'm kind of nearly 60. And I say, well, and so what? It's something that you love, isn't it? And they say, yes, I'm passionate about it. I said, right, we'll go and get the qualifications.
So true.
So it really... it's just so varied. That's what I love about it. It addresses everything from relationships. So I often get people who come to me who are maybe thinking of leaving a partner. Yes, it's getting very difficult, and they've thought about it for many years. And is this the time? And what are they facing? And what are the lessons here to be learned? And how can they work with this in a way that would be empowering for everybody concerned? Often there are children involved.
Right.
So the astrology can guide you for timing. It can be a wonderful timer. And it can also guide you as to what lessons are there to be extrapolated from what can be a difficult or a challenging experience. And then there's the gift. Yes, what is the gift of something that's maybe hurt me so much? Maybe somebody's left me or something like that. But the gift is that you've outgrown the relationship.
That's so true, too. That's another thing we just talked about last week. We talked about how challenges are all blessings. They're blessings in disguise. So I know a lot of people don't look at a challenge as being a blessing, but they truly are. every challenge that we face in our life is there to help us to grow. There's a lesson to learn from every challenge. Now, Barbara, please tell us, because you did mention how, the 12 astrology signs that we read in the daily paper, it's not all of there is to astrology, and there's much, much more. And you say we all have more than one sign. How many signs do we have?
Everybody.
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that? It's just we're connected through a direct link, and sometimes it just skips that way. So can you repeat what you just said?
Of course. Everybody has all 12 signs in their astrology chart. It is just that some of them are more pronounced than others. So it's a little bit, if you can imagine, 1 or 2 or 3 may have a big spotlight on them, and others may be hiding behind the curtains.
I see. I didn't know that. Oh, very interesting.
Yes. That's why when you learn astrology, Caroline, you have to learn all the signs very, very well, all the archetypes of all the signs. You have to know them extremely well inside out to be able to have a really good depth in understanding of how they all interact with each other.
Right. Very true. Very true. And also, I think I read somewhere, it might have been on your website, that even twins that are born just minutes apart, they do not have the same astrology. Correct?
That's right. That's correct, Caroline. Absolutely. There are subtle changes and differences, and of course, parents of twins, I'm sure, will attest to this, that the twins are different souls, different energies.
Very true, very true. So share a little, there's so much we, like me, we don't know about astrology. So please share with us how the 12 different signs interact with each person.
Well, when is your birthday?
My birthday is January 12th. It's coming up soon. We're in December. January 12th. I was born January 12th, 1962.
All right. So let's have a look at you. So you're a Capricorn.
Yes.
And your time of birth?
Is 1:26 p.m., and I was born on the East Coast of the United States.
In which city?
Newark, New Jersey.
What New Jersey?
And I don't mind doing this on air because I'm an open book.
I love you. Can you just spell the place you were born in, please?
Oh, N-E-W-A-R-K, Newark.
Oh, okay. It's just the way you say it. You say Newark. And in English, we would say Newark, you see, and that's why I didn't get it. My apologies. Right.
My Jersey accent is showing.
I love it. All right. So, you are Sun in Capricorn, and you've also got Venus, Venus and Mars in Capricorn. So, you're quite sensible, aren't you? You're very reliable. You do what you say you're going to do. You follow through, and I think you've had to learn how to release yourself of certain responsibilities.
True.
Okay, so that's the Capricorn bit of you. You're Gemini ascendant, and you've got a very strong Mercury in your chart. So you need to talk, you need to speak, you need to share information. You're curious, you want to learn, you want to understand. Yes. You are a why person. Why this, why that, why the other?
Yes.
Yes, and you are really here to really have a career that is involved with, because you've got Aquarius on the midheaven. You see how many all different signs you've got here? You might say, well, I'm born 12th of January and I just know I'm a Capricorn. Look at all the rest of the richness that's here. So you've got Mercury in Aquarius, so you're a very good problem solver. You like thinking outside the box, don't you?
Yes.
Yes.
Very
I'm just giving you little snippets here, and you've got Mars in Aries here. Moon in Aries. So this moon in Aries can be quite impatient sometimes, likes to get on with things. wants to just say, come on, can't we just let's do something? Yes, you're a proactive person. You don't sit there and say, oh, can't, wait for things to happen. You just go and make them happen, don't you?
Yes.
There you go. Do you see how much, I could speak to you now for about 3 hours, just about your chart alone. But I'm just giving you little tidbits here, and of course I don't know you. We never met, did we?
Right. Yes, that's so true, so true. Yes. I get it. It's so it helps, and then also it's like you said, it's an empowering tool. It's not to forecast and say, but just an empowering tool, especially for those who haven't taken the time to really, go within to know themselves. Yes. I would say it's important to go within for those answers, because I think, like I said, I think I've mentioned to you before the show started, I always kind of followed my spirit guidance even before I knew to do so. Yeah. I think I look back on my life, and it's all been spirit-led. I've always been, quote-unquote, different in my family.
Yes, you have.
Yeah, I used to. I guess I call myself the black sheep of the family. I didn't understand my family. I didn't understand my parents, my brother. We only had one sibling, but I just felt so different. And I really, as a child, I would say, because I was born, in a Christian home. We weren't religious, even though I was sent to Catholic school. I was sent to Catholic school only to get a better education, not because we were not Catholic. My mom did convert and become an Episcopalian, and we occasionally would go to my mom's church. Christmas and Easter, those were the times we would go to church. But because I was in a Catholic school, we had religion every day, and occasionally I would have to go to Mass. So, but it was always the dogma of Christianity. Always, as a young child, I was very curious, and I was like, like you said, I was like, I would question things, but I was brought up in the 60s where a child was not supposed to question what you're taught in religion. You're not. My father would say a child is to be seen and not heard. So I had to bottle up all those questions. I'm like, well, this doesn't seem logical to me, and I have a lot of questions around it, but I'm told I can't ask those questions. So I truly believe that because at a young age I had to bottle up what was I wanted to say. I think that's partly why this show has come about over the past 2 years. I started this show 2 years ago because I had a lot to say, and I wanted to express them and share my thoughts with the world, and I wasn't able to do that as a young child. But as I used to think, I don't belong here. As a very small child, it's like, okay, I know I'm taught that God doesn't make mistakes, but I don't belong here. I don't fit in. So, and I think a lot of people that are kind of born somewhat awake to, that did not just take on the programming of society. It just did not feel natural to them. I think a lot of them, because I read and hear a lot of people share their experience as a child, and it's never, the programming of society never took. Even though your society tried to program you one way, it just never took, and you're always like, no, I got to follow what my heart is telling me. And even as a small child, that's got me into trouble, because I was not, quote unquote, behaving in the normal fashion of a child, I guess, So I understand that yes, astrology is something that can help empower, and that's another thing I'd like to inspire with this show, to empower everyone. That it's not necessarily outside of you. These are all tools like astrology and books and teachers and lectures. I always say these are tools that will point you to you, because it's all within you to come up with these what's inside of us. It's inside of us, and tools that point us to the truth will always point us back within us. So now I know you've been studying and doing astrology for many, many years, but I think you also have started to channel, correct?
That's right, Caroline, yes.
Please share. Tell us more about that.
Well, may I just share one last thing about you and your chart that I feel is extremely important, that is coming up for you, if you wouldn't mind. Because 2020 and 2021 are going to be very significant years for humanity. It's going to be, in a sense, let's say, like a reset button. It's like a reboot opportunity for us to reset our world. And it's going to happen at 22 degrees of Capricorn. And guess what? You have a sun at 22 degrees of Capricorn, which is quite astonishing, which means to me that there are no accidents as to why we're speaking today. You could end up starting a new religion with this kind of aspect, just to let you know. You're going to take on your leadership role. You're going to be working, I would say, more internationally, much more than you've ever done. You're going to find more of your power, your strength, your ability to really help people on many different levels, through many different ways. And you're really going to have an opportunity, if you should wish it, Caroline, since it is so powerful for you, 2020, 2021, these years for you. You can really create huge transformational shifts for people, just by maybe still doing your show, but I've got a feeling you're going to be doing some other things as well, because it's activating your identity. Who are you? Who have you seen yourself to be up until now? And there will be a huge opening for you, yes? It'll be like, wow. So, yes, I just thought I'd share that with you, Caroline. Since
thank you.
I got so excited about it.
Oh, well, thank you. I love that sharing, because when I think of it, I know you use the terminology new religion, but for me it's all about oneness, awakening the world to oneness. Spirit gave me the title of this show, is to awaken, to inspire the world to awaken to oneness. So I'm feeling that 2020 and 21 year I'll be doing that in a bigger way, just inspiring more globally to awaken to the truth of oneness. So yes.
And anyway, yes, you asked me about the channeling, and well, this really I can feel the channeling wants to start, so I will channel if you'd like me to.
Oh, I would love it, and I know my listeners would love it. Yes.
All right, so I'll just tell you that it was just over a year ago that I was in a place that was, shall we say, a very dark place, and I felt that there was just no hope. Everywhere I looked very grim. A big relationship, a 20-year relationship had ended that I never, ever dreamed could end this lifetime. To me, it was a forever relationship. At least it was in my heart. It was a rude awakening, and of course it ended. And health issues and all kinds of things. And at that point, at that very dark point, I asked for help, and help came. And it's the longest. I don't know how much time we've got, or whether you just want me to get channeling.
Don't worry about time. Just go with it. Yes, don't worry about time.
All right. And yes, so I had a channeling session with Summer Bacon. She channels Dr. Peebles. She's an amazing channel. And some of the information that came in there really just helped me. It was just like, oh, okay, time to go internally. As you say, everything is internal. All the answers are inside.
Yes.
And to a large extent, I had been looking externally. And to my surprise, when I had just this one trance coaching session with Summer Bacon, and I was practicing the trance the very first time, everything just started to change. My body started to move. My teeth were cracking. My mouth was moving. I mean, it was the weirdest experience I could tell you. And I was like, God, I thought, well, you know what? You're just going to have to go with this, Barbara, because nothing has worked so far. All right? Mm-hmm. All the things that you've tried haven't worked. And this is coming from inside of you. You're connecting with a different kind of vibration. And just go with it. So I trusted. Because on the one hand, it felt fantastic. On the other hand, it felt really weird. You know, allowing my mouth and my vocal cords and my breath to be taken over by spirit. Because that's really what you're asking for when you are going into channeling, when you're trance channeling.
Yes.
So, yes, it was quite an experience, and they're still working with my physical body now very, very intensely, at least several hours a day. You might call it yoga, although it's not the specifics of yoga. I never did a yoga lesson in my life. But you know, they're still working and moving my body and working with the breath and working with me very intensely still. And I just feel so very fortunate to have connected with what is a very benevolent vibration. And they're very keen to come and talk to you if you'd like them to come and talk to you.
I would love for them to come talk to me and my listeners.
We are here, yes. Ready, Caroline, we love you. And this is an important time for you, you see, Caroline, because you are going through a big transition yourself. Yes, you are opening yourself out to more. Yes, you know there's more. And now you are really doing it in a different way. You are doing things differently now than you've done things before. You're moving into a different way of looking at your life. And you're going to find that things are going to speed up more than they've ever done for you before. And you're going to be seeing people from overseas. You're going to be traveling if you wish. And you're going to be doing a lot more than you've done so far. So get ready for almost like a brain awakening. That's what's happening. Your brain is getting stimulated. Beg your pardon?
I said I'm so excited. So excited.
We're very excited. That's why we're sharing this with you, Caroline, yes? Yes, because that's what we're tuning into. We're seeing your brain just coming alive. Yes, there are parts of the brain that have been a little bit asleep, and they're just coming alive now. They're awakening. It's like Christmas lights. Yeah, that's what we're seeing.
Wonderful.
And we're seeing that you are doing an amazing job here, yes, because not only through the speaking, but it is through what you are doing with your body, what you do with your emotional self, what you do with your psychological self. You are transmitting, so to speak. You are transmitting beyond the words themselves. So yes, you're speaking words and people are listening, but they are getting something that is much more important than the words, so to speak. Do you understand what we mean?
Yes, I do. Yes.
Yeah, we're very excited about you, Caroline. You're a beautiful soul. We love you very, very much. And do you have any questions? We love questions.
Okay. Well, I'd just like you to share with the listeners. I know that we are in a very important window right now. Just from Brad Johnson, I discovered Barbara and you. Now, what do we call you? I don't have a name yet.
We're the Pleiadians. We're the Pleiadians.
Pleiadians. Oh, amazing. But I discovered you and Barbara from Brad Johnson. And Brad mentioned that right now that we are in this window of opportunity, this to the winter solstice of which is going to be in a few weeks. We're in this window of opportunity of awakening and rising in consciousness. So can you tell us more about that?
Yes, of course we can. Well, this is why we are here. We are here to assist with this rising of consciousness, yes? Because really, humanity needs to go to a new level. It's that or it's going to be otherwise curtains, really, for humanity. And it's not going to happen. Humanity is going to survive and thrive. From our perspective, we're going to make damn sure of it. We're going to do our very best anyway, because many are awakening now. Many are seeing that something has to change. Something is different, yes? You've got a new president, some of whom like him, and some of you are very afraid of him. There's all sorts of things going on around the world, and people are quite not sure of their footing, yes? They're not sure of what's coming, and we want to tell you that this is a wonderful time coming. It's a time of magnificent opportunities for each individual to awaken to a beautiful life, a life of enjoyment, a life of pleasure, a life of easiness. People have lived so far such difficult lives. Everything's so difficult with so many obstacles, and we don't see that necessity anymore. We see that you can awaken to a different alignment, shall we say, and the opportunities now, because there are certain around the globe, there are parts of the earth itself is opening up certain areas that are connecting with the planets. And in this connection, it's enabling humans to awaken their DNA. It's like your DNA is getting activated to a higher level. You see, you're using more of it, and in comes the healing, in comes the more sophisticated technologies, in comes more abilities that look like miracles to humans that in fact are not miracles at all. It's just this enlightenment, so to speak, because of these new connections that your planet Earth is opening up to. Planet Earth is in pain a great deal. We've got to tell you, your planet is in great pain, and she does need help. This planet needs a lot of help, and a lot of people in that awakening on the individual level will begin to help planet Earth. But she is crying on the inside. She is being slit open in many different directions, and we will be speaking about this more because it is important to understand that planet Earth is alive. She's vibrant. Yes, this is a person that you are on. Yes, so when you are cutting and fracking into the earth, you are cutting into a person with no anesthetic. Yes, we channeled planet Earth the other day for Barbara, and she was crying and sobbing her heart out because she doesn't know what to do. She is in so much pain. And you see, so what we are saying is as each individual human awakens and becomes aware of what they are doing individually with themselves, they will take more care of the earth, because it is also in the thinking pattern. If you even just think and say to planet Earth, oh, dear planet Earth, oh, I love you, dear planet Earth. Thank you so much for nourishing me, giving me food, giving me water, giving me a place to lie down on. Thank you, planet Earth. And if you can just express this deep gratitude regularly to planet Earth, this is going to help through these changes. There will be less earthquakes. There will be less volcanoes. There will be less major catastrophes, because there will be some major catastrophes, let's make no mistake. But at the same time, we can reduce those by the people as we awaken and we give our thanks to the earth every day, every moment, especially when you are eating, especially when you are drinking. There are so many times when you can just say a quiet prayer and say, we are very sorry, dear planet Earth. We are so sorry for all the things that we are doing to you, and we are wanting to help you and thank you, and just to bring that back into balance.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing that, because that is something I don't think of doing and just going. Sometimes I want to just hug a tree and say, thank you, tree, for all you've done. But you're so true to ground, to plant my feet on the ground barefoot and just say thank you. And like you said, when you eat and when you drink, everything comes from planet Earth, Mother Earth, and Gaia, and to really thank her daily in our prayers. It's so true. That's something beautiful.
Many times you will find, if you do this, Caroline, that your whole vibration will shift another notch. It's a missing part of many people's vibration. They wonder why they don't have ease with money and with abundance in their lives. Well, they're not connected to planet Earth. They're not really thanking planet Earth for everything that she's giving them, everything that's around you, and it's all around you. Everything, so even the things that are not alive, even the chair that you sit on, the floor that you're on, the kettle that you boil, these are all coming from planet Earth. Yeah, where do you think they come from? They're all substances that are made, and they are coming from the planet Earth. So you really need to become more aware all the time. The greater the awareness, the greater the ease you will have in your life.
That's so true. Thank you. That's so true. Thank you so much for sharing that. That is so important. That's we
love you very, very much.
Yes, it's so
true. I mean, humans are here to enjoy life. Yes, they're here to enjoy. You see, and the negative emotion is also soaked up by planet Earth. She soaks up a tremendous amount of negativity.
Yes. So can you share with us how people that are, I understand that the, emotions are so important. Can you share the importance of emotion with our listeners?
Yes, of course we can. So you see, emotion is your line. It's how you move. It's the guiding line in your life. So if you're feeling bad, you'll be led to more bad experiences, more difficult experiences. And if you twirl around in all those difficult experiences and don't move out of it and see the abundance and give thanks for all of the things that you do have, and you really realize that there is so much that you do have.
Yes.
Until you make that transition, your emotions will always swirl towards negativity in one way or another. Mm-hmm. This is the biggest important point we have to make with humanity at this time. It is vital that each one sees and experiences the abundance that you do have now. Yes. And many times in the day, many times notice it, see it. I can see out of the window, glory be, I can see the sky. I can walk. My body is breathing. I am alive. I'm so thankful for my lungs. I'm so thankful for this air, the oxygen that is free. It's free, and there's an abundance of it, and I need it, and I get it. There are so many ways of seeing the abundance, and so many of you just miss it, yes? You see a little bit, a teeny, weeny bit. You say, thank you very much for, maybe you might say thanks for a friend in your life, or you might say thanks for somebody you met. But all day long, you could be living in a state of complete gratitude. This is how Jesus lived. This is what he vibrated on, the vibration of complete and utter gratitude for every single molecule, every single atom, every single everything. He was in that paradigm of gratitude. And this is why he had such a powerful impact on the planet. Because with gratitude, you see, you are loving. You become a loving person automatically. But you see, most people are just asleep and they are only seeing a tiny window. It's as if you're in a big castle and you're looking out of one teeny, weeny window. And the castle has got hundreds of rooms and you're not wandering round and looking at all the rooms. You're just looking out of that one little window. And maybe a few of you are looking at 3 or 4 windows. Maybe a few are even looking at 10 or 12. But how about looking at 700? How about expanding it? My house has many mansions, yeah?
Yes. True. So true. I say that all the time. That was one of the things that was part of my awakening. Knowing that in every now moment that I can focus on something in my now moment to be thankful for. So many people, I think, just focus on what they don't have that they think they should have, instead of focusing on what you have in this now moment. We are all so blessed. Everyone, every person on the planet is extremely blessed. And we have to focus on our blessings in every now moment. That is so important. That is so true.
Yes, and it's like building a muscle, Caroline. It's building a muscle. Yes, it may not come easy at first. You have to practice. Yes, so many of you practice the other way. And also you infect one another with negativity, by the way. We must just say this. Negativity infects others. Do keep that in mind. Every time you've got a good vibration, you're infecting people positively. Every time you've got a lousy vibration, the people around you are picking that up, one way or another. As you say, we are one, we are one, we are one, Caroline.
Yes, this is so true.
Yes.
That's the other thing I think of. I forget how long ago, I think in 2010, I started saying every conversation I have, I want it to be of a positive nature. Even if, if someone, I will listen. Someone has something, that's not going well in their life, I'll listen. And after I listen for a while, I'll try to steer that person to look at whatever the situation is. Now let's look at it. Okay, you already told me it from a negative perspective. Okay, let's take that same situation and let's look at it from a positive perspective, because everything can be, you can do that with every situation, with everything. And I do that. And I find it difficult sometimes, but I say I still keep trying, because sometimes you try to flip the script to have the person change their perspective, and they'll change it for a half a second, they'll agree, and then go back. Because, like you said, the negative is contagious, but also positive is contagious. So I keep trying. Yes. So I keep trying in every conversation. And then some people, I think they get annoyed with me because, and they'll say, oh, I don't, or they say, oh, you just don't understand. It's like, I do understand. I'm just saying, now let's look at it from a different perspective, a positive perspective. And they sometimes will get annoyed with me, but I'm sorry. I'm not gonna lower my vibration. I hear you and I feel you, but I'm gonna try to raise your vibration and not lower my vibration to where yours is. Yeah, and then I do it in a loving way. I do. Sometimes it doesn't work, but I still keep trying. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
This is so good. So the Palladians are here to help us.
Yes. We are the
humanity.
planet of love. The Pleiades is the planet of love and joy. That's what we have on our planet. Love and joy in spades. And that's what we are vibrating here to you see. And that's what we're about. Nothing much else, quite honestly, really matters. Humans are really here to love and to be loved and to enjoy and to experience everything that there is in life, to embrace all of it. Yes, there is so much here on planet Earth to be embraced, and people just really look at it such a tiny portion. They have like one chip, and they think, oh, I've got just this one chip. Instead of eating an enormous, abundant, sumptuous, wonderful meal that's all around you. And you see, so it's about the awakening, yes? It's really an awakening time, and that's what's happening over the next several years, not just up until the solstice. It's going to take a few years.
Yes. It's going to be, an amazing time to be alive. It truly is. And it's a blessing, and every now moment is a blessing. And to see that blessing and just give thanks. Just an attitude of gratitude, and just vibrate at the frequency of love and Thanksgiving. And that's why Thanksgiving, we just celebrated Thanksgiving a few weeks ago in the States, which is my favorite holiday because it's a day just to give thanks. And I do that every day, but that's the day that the nation comes together and gives thanks. So I love the holiday. And this past year, Thanksgiving Day was my son's birthday, and I had the honor of my son made his transition 2.5 years ago, but I had the gift of being in communication with my son on his birthday, which was wonderful. Your
son is very much still in communication with you. You know this. He's very much loving you, very much around you. He's a beautiful soul, and he wants you to know that he's right there with you. Anytime you want anything, need anything, he's very much by your side, He's standing there right with you. He's smiling at you and giving you a very big hug. Yes? Giving you lots and lots of hugs, Caroline.
Yes. Yes, I do know this. I do know this. That's why I'm so joyful. When people hear that, I lost my son, they'll say, "Oh, we're so sorry for your loss." I'm like, "No, he's not gone. Don't feel sorry for my loss because I have no loss. He's with me now. I say in spirit, he's with me now more than he was in the physical because he's with me all the time, and I know this."
Yes.
So
yes.
I share that.
He's extremely saying to you that he's loving you so very much. He wants you to know that everything is all right where he is, and he's happy where he is, but he loves you tremendously, and that you're doing wonderful work. He's very thrilled with what you're doing. He's smiling away here, saying, he's quite amazed at his mum, He's saying, "You know what, Mum, I didn't expect this of you. Really didn't expect this. He didn't. He's quite amazed at you. He's standing there looking at you saying, 'Wow, look at you.'"
Wow. That you just reminded me of something he said when he moved back home. He was, he's 29 when he made his transition, and for 10 years or so he was living on his own with his friends. And he moved back home a few years before his transition, and I made him, I cooked him some dinner, and he said to me, "Mom, this is really good. When did you learn to cook so good?" And I wanted to say, I always was a good cook. You just didn't notice before. But, so when you say that, he say, "Mom." So it reminds me of the time when he said, "Mom, you can cook."
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, he's saying the same thing now. He is. He's just looking at you, and he's saying, "Go, you go. You go, Mom. You go."
Oh, wow. Well, yes, and that he is definitely he's a major part. He's my partner. He's a major part in everything that I'm doing. I started a foundation in his name, the Kyle Foundation, but Kyle is not just for his name. Kyle stands for Keep Your Light Expanding. So yes. So, and I know, so he's my partner. I know everything I do is he's right there with me. And
yes, he is, and he's really thrilled with you. You have no idea how thrilled he is. He's so pleased. He's almost bursting with pride. He is.
Oh, that makes me so happy. That makes me so happy.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
He wants you to know that you are not to worry in any way at all about him. Yeah, don't be concerned in any way about him. He wants you to know that everything where he is very wonderful, and he's enjoying where he is. He's having a very wonderful time. He's learning all kinds of new things. He's connecting with many different energies in the cosmos, and he's very much enjoying it. But he's also with you all of the time, and if you need anything at any moment, he's going to fly back and be there with you. So never be concerned that he's not there. He is.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. My heart is so full.
Yeah. We love you very, very much, Caroline. We love you so very much.
Thank you. Well, thank you so much for visiting and sharing with our listeners today.
Oh, yes.
I mean, these messages are so important for everyone to hear, and I'm so thankful that the Internet is now global and that these shows can be listened to anytime, anywhere.
Yes.
So that is so wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing with our
we love you very, very much, Caroline.
Yes. How Brad said, sharing with our Internet collective. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah. We'll bring Barbara back now. We love you.
Thank you. So much love. So much love.
Yeah. I'm back.
Oh, Barbara, that was so wonderful. That is, my heart is just so full, and I'm so thankful. That was just those were wonderful messages that she brought, that the collective Pleiadians brought through to us through this little podcast of mine, which is great because this is something that someone can listen to at any time, any place in the world, and it's so needed. It's so needed to help awakening, humanity to the truth of who we are Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much, Caroline. For me, it's been a real joy to be with you here today. Thank you.
Oh, it's my pleasure and my honor to have you and the Palladians, and it's just so amazing. I'm tearing up. I'm so overjoyed. Overjoyed. Yes. So, is there anything else you'd like to share with us about astrology before we leave?
I would just like to share that astrology is something, as you said, it's a tool. It's something you can use to help you, to guide you a little. It's going to become more and more prominent. It is not going to be something pushed into the ethers. It will become something that people will be able to use more easily. It's going to be more accessible.
Okay.
The planetary motions, people will begin to understand, and they begin to learn how to use them proactively. It's a bit like during a full moon, there are things to do, and during a new moon, there are different things to do.
Okay.
And so I think that astrology gradually will become more mainstream, and people won't be so afraid of it, and they'll feel that they can include it in their toolkit if they so desire. But it is going to be much more prominent. I'm sorry.
No, I just was thinking, are there things that you can share with us that we should be doing during a full moon, during a new moon?
Yes. During a full moon, and of course it's nice to know where a full moon falls in your chart, and I must recommend my dear astrologer friend Pam Gregory. You might want to even maybe interview her. One time. She's a world-class astrologer and a very, very dear friend. She's done a little tutorial about how to find the transiting moon in your chart every month. Twice a month, roughly, we've got a new moon and a full moon. And so depending, let's say, where this full moon falls in your chart, let's say it falls in your money house or your relationships house or your home house or your career. Yes, it can fall in different life areas. And what a full moon will show you is maybe something comes to fruition during a full moon, something you've been working on, and it comes to light. During a full moon may also show you what you've yet to do, maybe something that you're not quite so satisfied with, and where you could begin to do a little more work in that area. And a new moon will show you where there are new beginnings for you. So if it falls in your fourth house, you might be moving home. Or you might be doing something new in your home environment. If it falls in your health house, maybe you're going to do something new and eat some different foods. Maybe you've found a new supplement that gives you a lot of energy. Maybe you've got some new exercises, some breathing things you can do that are new. So the new moon brings in a flash of new energy. And the full moon shows you, brings things to harvest, if you like, and also shows you where your next steps may need to be, because a full moon is bright, it's shining a light. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Now, when you say, so when we can't go by the calendar full moon and new moon, because it always tells us when there's a full moon on the calendar and when there's a new moon.
Yes, it will. But astrology will tell you what sign that moon is in and what degree it's in. Astrology just gives you a little more information. And then we work with those energies. So, for example, we've got a new moon coming up. You'll be interested to hear on the 29th of this month in Capricorn, 7 degrees of Capricorn. And it's a new moon, so new beginnings in everything to do with Capricorn. So Capricorn is the earth. Interestingly enough, Capricorn rules the bones, the skeletal system, the teeth. It would rule anything to do with structure, with organization. To do with responsibility, to do with time, how you use your time. So there are many things that can be new, that can be ignited. at the time of this new moon. Of course, every 2 weeks I do a video all about the new moon and the full moon and how you can make best use of those energies.
Oh, okay. Now that's on. You have a YouTube channel, correct?
I do, yes. If you just type in Barbara Goldsmith, you'll find me easily enough. And yes, it's all free.
Okay, I love that. I love that too, because that, like I said, this show is free. Everything I discover and share, I just share for free because it's so important for this information to be shared. So
yes,
I just share it, and I don't worry because I know that in every moment I'm abundant. I have everything I need, so there's no need to think about the money. Now I understand what money does. It's a tool, so I understand that money is a tool, but I don't focus. I don't do what I do for money. Because for me, it's about sharing and knowing that I'm abundant in every now moment, and whatever I need, it's going to show up in that now moment. So I don't have to focus on that, But I love that what you're sharing, and that you're sharing all this information on your YouTube and your website. Please share your website where people can find you, and if they're interested in maybe getting a reading, how they can connect with you, please.
Sure. My astrology site, my website is yourastrologysigns.com. But quite honestly, if you just type into Google my name, Barbara Goldsmith, everything will come up. Yeah, the YouTube, the website, everything. I do channeled art paintings now, astrological paintings for you that are channeled by the Pleiadians, that are, especially vibrationally for you, that are very healing and inspiring. I've had some great feedback about those. And yes, I obviously do readings. And you can even ask astrological questions. You can sign up for one of those. That's the least expensive way to connect with me and get an answer if you're not able to have a full reading at this time. But I put out so much free information, really. Yes. I'm hoping that really does give most people a lot of what they're looking for.
Yes, and I believe it does. I know it does. I know it does. And so you say every new moon and every full moon you do a video.
Yes, and I do also. I do monthly videos for every sign, and I do some channeling videos sometimes. I'm going to be doing one definitely where I channel Mother Earth, because I think this is very, very important. Seems to be coming through strongly. So yes, and I can channel any, because once you can channel anything. I was channeling Santa Claus last week.
Oh, okay. Very good. And actually, we did talk about this just last week on the show about that. Everybody truly can channel. When you're following your passion, you are channeling. When you're dancing or playing music or writing, you're truly channeling, because that passion is coming from your higher self. So you are, and we're all connected. We're all one. So we all channel to some degree, but it's how much we want to actually want to connect with the energy, I say, and that's unique to each one, but it's a beautiful thing, because we're all one, and we're all connected, but we're all unique divine aspects of all that is. So the uniqueness is beautiful too, because if we were all the same, it would be pretty boring, wouldn't it? We all look the same, act the same. It would be kind of boring, I think. I think the uniqueness gives us a spice of life, is our spice of life, is our uniqueness, which is beautiful.
Yes.
So wonderful, so wonderful. This has been so amazing. And when do you plan to be in the States anytime this coming year?
I don't know. I'm open to notice.
Could you say that again? I'm sorry. It's just it's sometimes the connection goes in.
I'm saying
actually that could.
I have no specific plans, but I am open to possibilities.
Okay. All right. I think I shared with you earlier before the show started that I'm hoping to travel more. I'm very settled here in the Poconos. This is my home base. I love the Poconos. I've been here 25 years, and I believe I was led by spirit to come here. And I feel like I have a lot of work to do right here in the Poconos, but I do like to travel. I want to travel more, and I know that I'll be traveling in February to Costa Rica for the first time. So I maybe one of these days I'll get over to Greece. You know, that would be amazing.
Wow.
And so
yes.
I'm very open to traveling. So
wonderful.
This is so wonderful, so wonderful. But it's so wonderful that we can connect, even though you're in Greece and I'm in the Poconos, we can connect in this here and now moment, no matter where you're located. That's the amazing thing about the Internet. It's so beautiful.
Yes.
Thank you. So thank you so much, and thank the Pleiadians for me so much. I am so thankful. And please, everyone, you can find Barbara, like she said. I love Google. Type in everything I learn. I go Google. I ask Google. Google gives me all the answers as far as finding stuff. I say that because the answers are within, but it can help find us direction. We can find direction through Google. Wonderful. Thank you so much, and you have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy your weekend, and we will stay in touch, definitely via email and the Internet Collective. We will stay in touch. Thank you so much. You have a wonderful
weekend. Thank you, Caroline.
Weekend.
Thank you.
Love, much love, Barbara.
Much love to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.